You're welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. It is still iBrand Daybreak. Of course, we have another star, but she's shining in a different dimension, joining us this morning, of course, to talk about the echoes of hope on iBrand Daybreak. And of course, it's still on the winning the battles of destiny. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
May we meet you? Tell us your name, ma'am.
My name is Peculiar Sanyaolu Agunloye.
Hi, Peculiar. Okay, so the last time that you were here, we started this conversation on winning the battles of destiny, and you did elaborate on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But today, we're taking it a bit further. First off, you let us hear about life in the wilderness. And whenever I hear the wilderness, it portrays lack in my head, you know. But of course, it's your floor, so please take it from there.
Okay, thank you very much. Life in the wilderness, it doesn't echo just lack alone. Life in the wilderness means when there is a crushing, when there is a breaking, when, you know, life is becoming more tough and, you know, rough. When you think that, okay, will I ever come out of this journey? I mean, this wilderness, will I be able to survive the crushing? You know, there is one beautiful thing about the wilderness. It is a journey of a better hope. You know, when we talk about life in the wilderness, it means that though it looks as if everything is going, you know, tough and, you know, bad, like as if there is no hope, but in the midst of that storm, there is actually a life. There is a making of a new life. It means that it is a journey of, should I say, a journey of a hope of revolution. You know, change cannot just come in without a breaking. Before there can be an alteration, then such thing must go through crushing. So life in the wilderness means that you are going through, you know, a very tough time. Is a very challenging time. Is a time whereby you begin to, you know, focus more on, you know, a better hope. It is not the time to begin to murmur. It is not the time to begin to, you know, to cry and looking for people who will sympathize with you. You know, we have so many people out there, or let me just say Nigerians. Nigeria is going through a lot right now. In fact, there is this funny heat. It's not only this natural heat, though. I'm talking about financial heat. Nigeria is going through a lot, but I think this is our wilderness experience. I think this is a time whereby God is trying to bring the focus of Nigerians to Him. You know, I heard about a story of a man in the wilderness. Joseph is a very popular story in the Bible. I believe you know about Joseph in the Bible. He went through wilderness experience. He was a man of vision. He knew where he was going. He had a vision. God actually showed him a greater vision. God promised him a greater life, a greater future. But in the midst of that journey, he experienced wilderness, you know, this fight of the wilderness. He was so, in fact, he was sold out to the foreigners, like the Egyptians, those who do not even know no God. The Egyptians, we were told in the Bible that they don't even know God. They don't even have a clue or knowledge about God. They were so full of themselves. All they think about is idols and their silver and gold. But even though Joseph was sold out, he did not give up. It was not easy for him. He went through so many battles. Even in his prison, while he was in the prison, he still did not give up. So during those times that Joseph was going through a lot, he was in the wilderness. And I believe that was the time of his making. That was a time of crushing. God was trying to reshape everything just to magnify himself through Joseph. And at the end, we all saw the story, the beautiful part of the story, that Joseph became a prime minister. God purposely closed the windows of provision over that land. The land was suffering from this famine. There was no food, there was no bread. There was hunger in the land. But if Joseph did not go through that wilderness experience, he won't know the purpose at which God has called him for. He won't know the importance of his existence. He won't know the power of God. So life in the wilderness is when you as a youth, you are going through a lot and it's as if God is not with you. In that storm, God is with you. You know, so people, when they are going through a lot, instead of them to begin to focus on how to come out of that challenge or how to challenge their obstacles, do you know what they begin to do? They begin to look for people to sympathize with them. They begin to look for sympathy. They just need somebody that can tell them, hey, yeah, well, sorry, hey, yeah. But the truth of the matter is, that is not what you need. What you need is to stand up and fight. Is to fight back. If you cannot fight, if you are always looking for sympathy, then you cannot rise.
All right. Let's take it to the next point, the journey of Lapidus. And you said it's a true life story.
Yes, please.
Please elaborate on that.
Okay, the journey of Lapidus. Okay, you know, there is this lady, her name is Lapidus. When she was born, in fact, she went through a lot. You know, according to the story of her life, when she was 2 years old, she traveled from Ibadan to Edo State because there was a fight. So she couldn't stay with her mom because of the problem going on in her family. So she was taken away from Ibadan to Edo State. So she grew up in Edo State, and when she was 15 years old, she came back to Ibadan. Before she came back to Ibadan, she attended Holy Trinity Grammar School in Edo State, and she was a very brilliant lady. She was so brilliant. She was full of life and vibrant. But even at that, she did not even know what she wanted to become in life. But she was very brilliant. But she did not have a vision or a dream of becoming, you know, this is what I want to become in life. You know, there was no focus for her. But she was brilliant. But when she passed out from her, you know, secondary school to before her university days, she went to Ibadan, and in fact, that was when her wilderness experience started. When she got to Ibadan, she went through a lot. She went through a lot. Her beliefs were quite different from her parents' beliefs. I don't know if you understand. So she was trying to balance her faith along with her parents, because she did not grow up from, you know, she grew up at Edo State, and her parents, being Yorubas and Muslim, she find it difficult to adjust to their own kind of life. Okay. So she was trying to, you know, live life by her own strength, going from one places to another, looking for people who will sympathize with her, telling her stories to people that this is what I'm going through, this and that. And because of that, people began to take advantage of her. In fact, I think she went to beggar this beggar, and then she was able to meet with a man, and she tried to confide in that man, hoping that the man would give her a better life. But too bad, the man attempted rape on her. The man tried to rape her, but thank God that she came out strongly. She didn't allow the man, according to her. So she was able to overcome the man, and then she left that place trying to look for a place to sleep. She usually sleep on all these under the bridge.
Okay, so let's wrap, yeah, because we're pressed for time.
Okay, so because she couldn't, help herself, she attempted suicide, but God saved her. Now, she was in the university, but she could not pay for her school fees. But she didn't, because of all these, challenges, give up on herself. She still pressed further to become great. And today, this lady I'm talking about, she's doing well, and she's a voice to our generation. She is helping the teenagers and the youths to realize and discover their purpose, and not to give up on themselves, no matter what they encounter in life.
Okay, quickly, just finally, as we wrap it up, the season of revolution, that's the last point here. Can we use it to, draw the conclusion so that we can end it?
Okay, the season of revolution is, Nigerians, I think we are focusing more on the strength of a man. Our complaints on our active president is becoming too much. President Tinubu is just a man. He is not our God. And there is a limit to what a man can do. So I think we should begin to, bring our subconscious mind to God. We should begin to, look unto God for help. Until we begin to come to God and seek his help, there can never be change in Nigeria. There can never be a better life for the youth. Now we are having an overheating problem, financial heat, and people are crying. There is famine, and there is, low rate of employment, and a high rate of inflation. So I think we should begin to, seek God for ourselves. We should remember what happened. We should not fall into the same mistakes, the same error that our forefathers fell into in the days of wilderness when they were going through a lot. That was because they were hoping, they cast all their hope and strength on Moses. They were looking at Moses as their God. And when Moses was nowhere to be found, we realized what happened. They began to worship idol.
All right. Unfortunately, we have to end it here now. Thank you so much, Peculiar, for dropping by the studio today. Hopefully, we would get to have you again sometime so that we can shed more light into this conversation. But until then, thank you for coming by. We really look forward to you being here again.
Thank you so much.
iBrand Daybreak. When we return, we will be, getting along on the program. Don't go anywhere. Do stay with us.